Hello everyone, and welcome back to my gardening and growing channel. Today is September 29th, and this is going to be an end of September community garden update. So anyway, it's been really hot here, really dry. I don't even know when fall's coming. It's supposed to be here, but sure doesn't feel like it. It's like 84 degrees and pretty hot, and I'm just kind of looking forward to the fall weather. So anyway, let's start over here. Here's the leeks. They're growing well. They'll be harvested. I can't say that word. In a few weeks. They actually extended the closing date of the community garden because it's been so warm. Now it's going to close October 21st, so that'll give this stuff some more time to grow. The walking onions need to be actually planted, as you can tell. I've been sitting here for, a month. I know, I'm busy, right? And there's chives growing in here like crazy still, and I gotta redo this whole bed, and there's, a bunch of weeds in there. I know, please forgive me. Just, life is hectic. So let's start over here, or go over here to this bed. Here is my Niagas plant, and they did have a lot of disease, as you can see, but I think they'll make it to the 21st. I was going to come in here and spray them again, but I figured, what the heck, I've got to pull them in a few weeks anyway, and I think they're going to remain green until then. Usually they're kind of dead by now, so I think my spraying earlier, about a month ago, prolonged their life. So anyway, but there's still some fruit here to pick, obviously, turning color. Some I've missed that have shriveled up, as you can tell. Here is the, how do I forget stuff? This is the Niagas right here. I think I called this one Niagas, and this is the Japanese black trifle. This one here is the Niagas. The Japanese black trifle generally has a pear-type shaped fruit. These don't really look like it. They're kind of round. I guess. Yeah, this one here looks kind of pear-shaped. These are more round, as you can tell if I could find any. There's a lot of green ones on here. They're small. But they're black tomatoes, like I've said before. Here's my Kumato. I've got some to harvest here. Here, as you can tell. Very sunny today. It's kind of hard to see a little bit. Over here is the Illinois Beauty. And what happened, there was a lot of wind, and these tomato plants got pretty big, and they fell over, and stakes didn't even work, so they're kind of jumbled together. So actually, this one here is the Illinois Beauty, and it's all toppled over here. So there's a lot of dead blight and such on it. But there's going to be still a lot of tomatoes to harvest, as you can tell in there. There's a whole bunch. There's one I got to harvest in there. I see that's red, actually a couple, so I'll harvest those when I leave here today. Here is Tappy's Heritage, and I've harvested a lot of tomatoes off this one. And the tomatoes really got big this year. They really outgrew their tomato cages and fell over and everything else, which is good. And I think it's the compost and stuff I put in these beds, to tell you the truth. I fertilized them a few times, but they didn't really seem like they needed it a whole lot. I don't see any to harvest in here right now, but I'll have to look. It's pretty dense. Here's my peppers. And this is the Reza Macedonia. And there's some that aren't ready to harvest on here yet. I did harvest a bunch in that prior video I posted, so but there'll be a whole bunch to harvest still. They need water, so I'm going to give them a dose of water too after I do this. There's one that's getting close to ready to harvest. One thing you see down there, the bugs like to chew on them. I don't know what does it, slugs maybe? I'm not sure. Here's the pumpkin jalapeno. They're nice pumpkin colored for Halloween. Here's the Ethiopian brown. It's so huge. It looks like it needs water. Looks kind of droopy. but it's a pepper. It'll recover pretty easily once I give it water. See a few to harvest over there. Here's the poblanos, a whole bunch of green ones to harvest. You know, these didn't get very big, and I don't know why. Not really sure. They're all pretty small. And I guess I could still do some stuffed peppers with them, but I'm not sure. Come over here. This bed, the banana peppers. Oh, I can see better now. No sun. They're about done, I guess. There's a few on here that I could harvest. It's not really growing too big right now. And over here is the regular jalapenos. Some have turned red. I need to harvest those. They taste fine red, so no big deal there. There's bell peppers. These are doing pretty good. Bell peppers. A whole bunch of good ones on here. They're not ready yet. And those turn red, and they're really, really sweet. So yeah, they're good. Oh, you know what? I forgot my eggplant over here. Japanese eggplant. Still got some. It's weird. These are pretty chewed up. Usually by now, my eggplants are completely dead. I don't know why they lived. They really didn't treat them or anything, but maybe they just, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's pretty cool. I'll have some eggplant to harvest. Here is the mystery pepper. I don't know what it is. It looks to me that's probably a, what do you call it? The, not scorpion pepper, but, oh gosh, goes my brain again. Anyway, it's related to the scorpion pepper. It's the most famous pepper out there, the hottest one, and I can't remember the name right now. Anyway, here's the other eggplant. A whole bunch of white ones to harvest, and this one seems to have done better. I'm not sure why, but a whole bunch to harvest there. It's doing pretty good. And the valerian root is growing like crazy. About as big as can be. Look at it. It's really big and lush. Here's my Rapunzel that I have to harvest a bunch of tomatoes off of. Again, it got big. It's leaning over, which is fine. This is the all tomato bed over here. One of the all tomato beds. Getting snagged up over here. Stuff has really gotten kind of out of hand. And this is that Russian tomato plant. It's about dead, which is fine by me because I don't like it anyway. Tomatoes crack really easy, and they don't even taste good, so I won't be growing this one again. Then if I step over here, here's my Wassa Panasha peach, or whatever you call it. And it got whacked pretty good by disease, but this one is usually dead by now for sure, so I think the spraying really helped. There's some to harvest. There's one on the ground. Yep, beautiful. These are really good. Probably, I'll say one of my favorite tomatoes. It's a really good flavor. Here's the, look at all those tomatoes on there. Yellow pear. So I have to harvest these. And this thing's usually dead by now from disease too, so it's been a good year for keeping them alive, that's for sure. Here's the Cherokee Purple. I don't think there's any to harvest right now. I think there's some hanging somewhere, but yeah, here's some here. Right there. That will be ready to harvest. Oh gosh, a couple weeks hopefully. And again, this one would be dead by now too, but it's alive, so beautiful. Here's the peppers in here again. I got to harvest a whole bunch more. Here's these ones, which I don't really like the flavor, which is supposed to be, I think it was lemon habanero, and it's not a lemon habanero, and it's not very hot either. So much stuff buried in here. And this one is supposed to be, these names are too many, and 7-pot. Hold on, I'm sorry here. Getting through these. Leaves are falling off and everything. 7-pot yellow brain strain, and of course it's not because they're all red. That's not what that is. It wasn't mislabeled. It was, when I bought the seeds, it wasn't what it was. There's a whole bunch here. See, they're all red. I might be missing some too because there's a lot of peppers here. Here's the good old penis pepper, and these have grown very well. And they look droopy, but they kind of always do, actually. Oh, I remember the name of that pepper back there. That's the one that's this one here. This red one. I believe it's Carolina Reaper. That's what it looks like to me. Carolina Reaper, but it's doing really well. I'll have to harvest there. This one here is, I'll tell you, they get dense and stuff, and I can't even see Carolina Reaper. Yeah, so see, right there, that looks like a Carolina Reaper to me, over at that other plant. Here's the Chocolate Reaper, it looks like. Yeah, Chocolate Reaper. It's funny thing, these are a lot bigger than the red ones. Here's the Mustard Naga, which you can see. Looks like I waited a little long to harvest this one. It's pretty crispy. So I gotta harvest those. Here's some, gosh, I think it's a Yellow Reaper. I think. A lot on there to harvest. Here's the MOA Scotch Bonnet. Beautiful pepper. Focus there. Some of my favorite. The Puma pepper. And a bunch to harvest here, and these are actually pretty hot. I didn't think it was, so I cut one in half and I ate it because it didn't smell hot. And hooey, that thing was real hot. So yeah, it was really hot. My fish pepper's buried in here somewhere. Here's the fish pepper. Fish pepper, a bunch to harvest. And I think you're supposed to harvest these green, but they're fine red too. What else? That's about it. I think there might be a Reaper in there. You can see it's pretty yellow. Sunlight's flashing in the camera here. So my asparagus actually took off pretty well after I planted it, which figures. So cut this back when the garden closes so they don't yank it out, and it should grow back nice next year. But I still can't harvest it next year because you're supposed to wait a few years before you go ahead and harvest your asparagus. So here's the beans. They're all petered out. A bunch of dried pods I have to harvest. No big deal. They're right here. They'll be fine. Here's my other hybrid tomato plant. Can't remember, Big something or another. And again, this thing has a lot less disease on it. And I think because it's a hybrid. The other ones are heirlooms, so they got a lot of disease because they're not resistant to it. So, but thing's loaded with tomatoes. None to harvest yet, but it's got a lot of them on it still. So, might pick some for fried green tomatoes. Here's the tomato plant I harvested from the sucker. Right here. It's actually not looking that great though. I should have been watering more probably. Here's some okra that got too big. Tossed it over there because you can't eat them, like eating wood. Here's my sage. It looks pretty wonderful actually. Oh, and I see there's some dill growing in there. So yeah, harvest that when the garden closes and dry it. Use it in the Thanksgiving turkey stuffing. Here's the okra. It's quite large. Here's some to harvest. This one got pretty big, but I think it'll be okay. Another one got big. And if you don't pick these things right away, they really get out of hand. One of them looks like it just died. Not sure why. The one next to it didn't. The other ones are 6.5 feet tall. Some here. Not quite ready to harvest yet. And the dill pretty much died, it looks like. Well, actually, that sun's kind of wicked on the camera. It came back again. So there's some dill here too. And there's the sunchokes, which I did a video on. Starting to peter out now. Peter out too now, it looks like. So it's about time anyway. All right, so The next update on this garden will probably be right before I tear it out, before and after. So I'll show what it looks like before I tear it out quickly, and then tear it out and show you that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care, everyone.